What's up, people? It's another episode of The Giants, guys, and with a brand new sponsor brought to you by Astroflave, a new supplement company that actually tastes good. I'm going to get into that in a second, but I'm going to let the guys come in here because I got them in the green room. They're back there having beers, hanging out with the cheerleaders. Let's get in my man, Zane. What's up, Zane?
What's going on? Get excited. It's a down season, but it's never a down season.
All right, and I've got Chris coming in here. Boom, what's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. Doing good. Welcome.
So, well, yeah, we are welcome because the Giants guys has a sponsor, and I am pretty excited about Astroflave. Really cool new age supplement company jumped on board with us. They have 5 stores in New Jersey, folks. So while you can't go to a big box store and buy Astroflave, they will ship it right to your door. Chris, if I'm not mistaken, you might even have, there you go.
I do. So not only are they our sponsor, but we're a proud consumer as well. We're buying these things. So yeah, this is the peanut butter and jelly, they call it, ISO flavor, ISO whey protein. So it's great tasting. It's hard to find the quality and the taste in the same product, and they've done it. Astroflave got great taste, great quality, no added sugar, low carb, high protein. So whether you're mixing it with water, almond milk, regular milk, the consistency is great. So yeah, definitely check it out. And I know, I think Craig, you have the our coupon code too for our listeners.
Yeah, we have a coupon code which we're going to give out. You can find them at astroflave.com or on Twitter at astroflave. Like I mentioned to you, 5 stores in New Jersey, new age supplement company. They take pride in their what they're manufacturing. We got t-shirts and hats to give away. I got all sorts of stuff. So if you get a chance, if you're what I call a gym rat, a weekend, warrior, you bang a lot of plates, you do CrossFit, maybe you're just a runner, maybe you're like me where you're busted and old and you need you need basically meal replacement. That's what I use it for. Peanut butter and jelly, the chocolate, the peanut butter cup. So anyway, thanks to
Greg, we're always running late for work in the morning, right? When we're heading out. So grab a shake if you don't have time to eat breakfast.
Exactly.
And that'll be the trick.
So
or
the Giants guys is now.
If you're just hungry, you just don't want to put on the carbs, right? That's what a meal
That's
replacement
Yep,
is.
100%.
Got it.
So make sure you check out their website, check out their reviews independently too. Go to Amazon, whatever. Everyone loves this stuff.
Yes. And again, their tagline is flavor that's out of this world because they actually took the time to make shakes that taste good. So last but not least, Astroflave, thanks for coming aboard. The Giants guys is brought to you by Astroflave. Boys, let's get into some football because, look, it's here, right? We are up against, I think we're in 90 days, basically in that ballpark of seeing Giant football. And there's this big one dark cloud kind of looming over us. Normally we have a lot of dark clouds, but we've only got one right now, and that's Andrew Thomas. And bang, all of a sudden today, there is this video that gets released. The trainer, it's got actually a pretty cool name. It's I don't know if it's his real name, but if you're on Twitter and you're looking him up or you're on IG, it's JT Alphabet. That's the actual trainer. And it was also tagged by Madeline Williams, which is the Clemson creative media director. She was also tagged in there. A lot of great stuff, guys. I tried to download it. I ran out of time. Zane, I think you saw it also.
I saw it. I tweeted the clip out just for people to check out. Because let's be honest, he looks phenomenal. He looks nothing like a man that's coming off an ankle in any form or surgery. I told people make sure it's a quick clip, right? It was on the coach's Instagram story, so it's not like
there's an extended version, Zane, that I wanted to download, and I said I ran a little bit out of time. So as Zane was alluding to, looks fantastic. He's doing, one-legged,
squat jumps. Yep.
Yeah, he's doing, coming down off the box jump with the medicine ball. Then they had him doing some sets versus Aziz and Tate Crowder because it seems like those 3 guys have been working out together.
That's that Georgia connection, right? Those Georgia boys stick together.
The Georgia boys all stick together, right? So wanted to find – oh, and by the way, it's No Love Drew. Is if you're looking to find Andrew Thomas, they call him Drew. So it's No Love Drew is the is the Twitter handle that was also tagged in there. If you're,
Oh, that might be his Instagram. Andrew Thomas's
Oh,
Twitter
yeah,
account is all for.
my bad. Yes, Instagram. That's the IG, not the Twitter. Zane,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you saw the extended version, but what's your thought? Yes, he looked fantastic, but where do you think he is in the grand scheme of things?
I think it's good to go. I'll be really honest. I think it's good to go. You still got, what are we talking about? 81 days, something like that. 82, 80 days, or somewhere around that number. So you're still talking about a solid close to 3 months. I'm okay with him, not getting crazy in training camp. I'm okay with him getting a handful of snaps just to get his feet wet during the preseason, maybe a half, just a quarter. Get your feet wet, get the opposition to hit you, not just your guys, so they don't let up. Aside from that, he is seasoned now. It's not his first day, right? It's not like his first time going. So I'm okay with him, being cautious as long as he gets his reps in. And I think he's good to go, because when he put his head down and he ran that quick little shuttle, maybe 20 yards or something, he put his full head down and put his steam in. And if you just watch his feet and watch his bounce, it's not somebody who's in pain, not somebody who's thinking about his ankle. I personally think he's 100% good to go. I say that without hesitation, just to the eye.
Well, good, because I was kind of thinking the same thing, that he looked very fluid for a guy who just had ankle surgery. Chris, let's hypothetically say that he's not ready. Who plays left tackle?
Well, I think the next best guy is probably going to be the rookie, Evan Neal. He's going to get work at both sides, right, guys? They're going to play him on both. They're going to get work there. Evan Neal will. I mean, you can't trust Azuto on that side. You're not going to trust maybe one of these other guys, Jameel Douglas. I mean, you're going to have to get Neal probably the work at left tackle, which he's very familiar with, right? He's played both sides in college. But like Zane's saying, hopefully when the pads come on, he's ready to go and they ease him into it. But it would be telling, though, if you see Neal get a lot of work and for whatever reason he's not ready to go. That might be, like they say, read the tea leaves, that he may not be ready. But I'm going with Zane. I mean, he's doing a lot of work.
And they had Neal exclusively working at right tackle. They know where he is in rehab, right? So if they had concern, I think they'd flip him over and be like, all right, start getting some reps.
Yeah.
The fact that they haven't crossed him at all makes me even more confident that they feel good, and they're just taking it easy because he is coming off a secondary ankle surgery. So it's not like the first time. So caution's okay at this time with the new regime, wanting, players good to go.
Yeah. I mean, we all went training camp. We have 80 days, so right, we have plenty of time still.
That's a lot of recovery time.
Yeah,
I'll also go as far to say, it's just my opinion, of course, we could always ask Paul Dottino this since he's with the team every day. They probably feel like, he's going to be okay. Let's not confuse Neal. He's a rookie. We don't want him learning, he's going to be kind of good at left tackle and kind of good at right tackle. I think they said, you're the starting right tackle, learn right tackle. And they're not moving him unless something really drastic happens. They might, give Cunningham or Azuzu a shot at left tackle before they move Neal to learn a position that he's only going to have to move back again. So I think they're trying to be cautious with Neal, not screwing him up, and being optimistic with Thomas, thinking what Zane and I saw today looked pretty damn good. So if you're out there in, Twitter land and IG land, it's JT Alphabet. It's the trainer. The facility is called Pinnacle. That's where they're working out. I am assuming since Crowder and Aziz, who looks jacked, by the way. I mean, and I don't mean just jacked. I mean jacked.
It doesn't look like 10. I know he said 10 pounds, but it looks like he put on like 20 pounds of muscle. He's ripped.
Yeah. He literally looks like a tank. So Pinnacle I'm assuming is going to be, and I didn't look up the location of Pinnacle, but I'm assuming it's Georgia because that's where all the boys are together. And Aziz and Crowder were there, working out, and they showed basically Thomas do pretty much everything flawlessly without any pain from what you could tell. Again, editing can do a lot of things, but he looked good.
I think the main thing, like you said, is editing can do it, but I mean, some of those lunges you would see a wince. Even if he was holding his face, you'd see something if you actually looked for it. And like I said, when he did that little 20-yard shuttle and he put his head down, he did the little hop, skip, and he just went.
Yep.
That was health.
You know what, Zane? There's also some sets in there where Aziz is doing like almost like shadow boxing with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like one guy sliding, the other guy sliding, so you're getting a lot of horizontal back and forth. He looks smooth, fluid.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about Thomas getting back in there and start mashing some body.
I said it earlier. I mean, him and Neal are going to be mauling for Saquon. I think it's going to get nasty this year on the O-line, which has been a long time. But I think that whole, call them euphemisms, call them what you want, the whole dirtbag friend, whatever they're doing on the O-line, I think more anything they're just being angry and nasty, and it's about damn time.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be nasty.
Before I change gears, I want to throw this out there to you folks now so you can think about it. Hear what I'm saying. Zane and I and Chris are all Jersey guys. So what we're thinking about is twofold. We're thinking about finding a bar, a restaurant. What's up, Tuto? Good to see you again, my friend.
Always on the
man. We're thinking about hitting up a bar somewhere in North Jersey. I'm going to pick Zane up on the way, and we're going to cruise up north and meet Chris. Wondering if anybody has a home base they like. Somewhere maybe in Morristown. Maybe it's in Wayne. Maybe it's in, I don't know, maybe it's in Bergen County somewhere. Maybe it's in Warren County. Don't matter to me. But I'm just throwing it out there, planting the seed that we're going to do a little road show leading up to camp. So maybe like the end of July, early August, we're going to find a night where we can all do beers or food, whatever. Because not everybody drinks, but we're going to get together for some good food and a couple beers and just talk Giants. So if you want to be part of this small round table that we're going to have at your local watering hole, your saloon, your hole in the wall place that you like to run away from your girlfriend and your wife, send me a DM or send the boys a DM. Hey, come to my place. We're gonna call it we're gonna come up with a name for it. We're on the hunt for a local watering hole to have a burger at. Does that make sense? You guys are in, right?
Absolutely. That sounds great.
Yeah. All right. Because we need to what do they call it?
Especially since Craig's buying. So
there you go.
Especially because I'm buying. Yes, I have no choice. I'm buying. So thanks, guys. I see you guys starting to jump in here now. So I appreciate you guys. Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Any chance you ran across a video today of Keyshawn Johnson?
I did not, but I want to hear about it.
All right. Zane, any chance you heard or saw about a video?
I saw it.
And what did you think? So what? Give the folks
the question, and I'll present it to Chris. Right. The question was, who is going to be? And Max Kellerman posed the question.
And by the way, Max is a Giants fan.
Yeah. So Max posed the question: who is this year's Cincinnati Bengals? Right. That was the question posed, and the response by Keyshawn Johnson was, "I think it's the Giants." And then he went off a little bit of, I don't want to say tangent, but he went into his reasons as, the work Dayball's done, the work Shane has done, having Wink, having all these pieces in place, having health back, finally having potentially at least an average O-line, all these little pieces. And you got multiple people here fighting for their NFL lives. Let's not forget that, all right? Daniel Jones is fighting to stay in the NFL. Saquon Barkley needs another contract. Dexter Lawrence needs another contract. There's a bunch of one-year guys who need contracts. You play a little bit harder when it's for your livelihood. Because guess what? If it don't go well, enjoy selling those used cars, buddy.
Yeah. Those guys will all get another contract somewhere, but not like, of course, getting a second deal from the team that drafted you, right? But it was cool. It took me by surprise that Keyshawn would say that because, again, we're fine with them winning 7 games. We would be
Keyshawn's not a big Giants guy. He's very black and white. It's not like he's a homer at all. Max Kellerman is. Jason Williams is a big Giants fan, New York type of fan. So Jay Will's always in there as well. So I was shocked to hear it from Keyshawn Johnson of all people.
So there you go, Chris. What's your thought on Keyshawn Johnson getting on national TV and saying, you know what, the Cincinnati Bengals in 2022 could easily be the Giants?
Being that he's a Jet, that surprises me. But I do see that Keyshawn does call it down the middle quite a bit. So, allegiances aside, he I give him credit. He does call things down the middle. Hey, what were they saying about Zach Taylor and the Bengals last year before they went to the Super Bowl and the playoffs and had a great year? I mean, I want to read the clippings before training camp, what they were saying about the Bengals. They were calling for Zach Taylor's head after 1 year. So there's always a surprise team every year, right? There's always the teams that you thought would be great and they turn out to be duds. And there's always these teams that rise. And hey, you know what? Maybe the Giants could rise and win 9 games, right? With 17, maybe 9-8, maybe 10-7. Things are crazy.
I'm golf clapping for Keyshawn Johnson to put himself out there on that skinny little limb by himself. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes those little skinny limbs tend to break on you. So I'm Keyshawn, thank you very much for going out of your way to say that, you're not a complete Giant hater. And,
not gonna lie, it's exciting though. There's actual optimism across the board. It's not just Giants fans around the league.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more respectability, if you will, I guess is a better way to put it, where it's no longer just a joke. And let's be honest, for the past 5 years or so, it's been nothing but a joke.
Yeah. In fact, Zan's interesting point. I kind of almost look at it like, they're looking like you guys have too many things in place not to win, some games. It's not like it's not just Dable. It's Dable and Kafka. And it's not Dable and Kafka. It's also Shane and Wink. You know what I mean? And a bunch of these other, really stud coaches, assistants that they brought in. So it's got a different
the influx of talent. Your bookends are a number 4 first overall pick and a number 7 overall pick. That has to resonate a little bit. There has to be value in having high-end guys, rookie or not. It's better than what it was.
I have no problem, by the way, speaking of your bookends, I have no problem. I think somewhere we wrote it down somewhere. I went out on a limb about Azeez. Azeez is going to have 13 sacks this year. I really think that is doable. And, no, you don't think he can do it?
The only reason, no. Here's the thing, as a caveat. Not that he can't do it. Wink's system is not predicated on one guy getting a lot of sacks. It's a lot of guys getting a lot of sacks. So you have a bunch of people doing 6 to 8 to 9. You don't really get the 115 unless you got like a Terrell Suggs. So you got like a Terrell Suggs guy. You know what I mean?
Sure. But only reason why I'm bringing this up is looking at, Leo and Azeez and like what they did. Azeez didn't have many pressures.
No,
so when he
was 1-to-1, his pressure was a sack.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking that if this guy's getting 8 pressures and 8 sacks, right, or in that ballpark, let's say, like he's going to have more opportunity in year 2 because they're going to be concentrating on Leo. I'm sure Tibbs is going to get a lot of respect, right? So I'm going out there saying Azeez is going to get 13 sacks. No one's going to believe me.
But how much does Wink rotate? How many snaps does Azeez play? Ellison Smith is making some headway, right? Now, if he starts rotating guys out, do you still stick with 13?
I do. I'm sticking with 13 because I think that like when you're rotating guys in, like you may have Roche come in and give and get 3 plays for Tibbs, right? Because Tibbs is new. I mean, listen, they always tell you that the rookies run out of gas around Thanksgiving because they're not used to playing that long, right?
Yep.
They're going all the way through to past Christmas into January. It's literally an additional 8 weeks of football they've never played before. Tibbs will hit a wall like most rooks do. So I'm still I'm sticking to the 13, my friend.
I like it. I'm with it. If he gets 13, I'm happy. No one should be sad about anybody getting 13 sacks on the team.
Chris, any shot you think that like that something like that could happen? It does. To me, it seems real.
Yeah, I think it's a shot. I'm thinking more than 9, 10. I think 10 would be
barely any improvement over last year is what you're saying.
I think he's going to have more pressures. I think so. I think because, like you just mentioned, when he got there, he got the sack. I think the pressures are going to increase, and I think just going off what Zane says, the rotation. I'm not sure what Wink's going to do with the rotation, keeping guys fresh. Right, we are going to carry quite a bit of linebackers now on the outside where Azeez is going to play, But I think they're going to keep him fresh, especially for that fourth quarter, for those big time sacks or big time plays. But I would say about 9 or 10 if I had to take a.
All right.
So here's what you couldn't say last year, right? Blake Martinez is back. He can focus on what he does best, right?
Yep.
Now, look how much just getting Tibbs changes literally everything.
Yep.
Having Tibbs now means who do I double team because I can't double Leo now. Now Dexter Lawrence gets to be an attacking defensive lineman as opposed to, fill in this gap, look for the running back, do that. No. Go up the field. It changes literally everything for everybody. This is why I think you might be right. Somebody might end up with 12 or 13 just because they've got legit pass rush talent now, just by the addition of one guy and the addition of health on another. And that literally changes your entire scheme. It changes everything.
I love it, man, because this is what I've been waiting for. Attack style. Go get the QB.
Yeah.
I don't care about pressures. Listen, by the way, when the ball is snapped, you take one step over the line of scrimmage. That's a pressure. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Let's finish and let's get ourselves.
And now listen, it ain't gonna be pretty all the time because the secondary is still questionable. But remember last year, I'd rather die going after it than doing this bend and not break nonsense and just giving up 3rd and 20s. All right, that's what happened, right? I'd rather listen on 3rd and 20, play man. If you give it up, so what? At least you tried. On 3rd and 20 with the umbrella shell, I can get a completion. Like, come on.
Right.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that wholeheartedly, especially the fact, like I said, we just have been a team that has been reactionary. So there's no more of that. We gotta go get it.
And Craig, off that point, I think those first 2 downs, Wink's going to bring the pressure. He's not going to wait till 3rd down. So that's going to put a lot of opportunities to that 3rd down where they're going to bring the horde. They're going to bring everybody. So those first 2 downs, I don't think Wink's going to wait. He's going to be creative. He's going to move guys around, and he's going to put them in bad spots on 2nd and 3rd down.
And you got some blitzers. Right, you got guys with speed. You got some blitzers here.
Let's change it up to something fun. Who are you most excited to see play? Like, I don't care if it's a rookie. I don't care if it's an old season vet. Like, who are you like? All right, well, then you're gonna have to hold it because I'm gonna go to Chris first. Chris, who? 5. Yeah, I'm not listening to you. You're jumping the gun, Chris.
I didn't say anything. I showed it.
I know he did. Chris, who are you just flat out most excited to see play?
Max Garcia, of course. Come on, I want him to win the starting job. I'm off the show. No, of course it's got to be Thibodeau. I mean, he's the first pick, right? First round choice for us. We have to. He's our first. Listen, Evan Neal's going to be great, but it's not a glamorous spot. We're Giants, right? We want defense. We want to see. Listen, the second coming. I don't know about that of who I'm talking about. The second coming of the best linebacker of all time. But we want to see something. We want to see a linebacker or that outside edge. Do stuff that we haven't seen in years. And with that, Craig didn't like the answer.
Good. It's about time that I was in charge. Now let's really have some fun. All right. It's very, very clearly and obviously Tibbs. We want the pass rush. You love his personality. You love the first step. We haven't had it in forever. It's okay. I like Craig back in. Sorry, Craig. I had to take over because
it's funny. I don't know what happened. I just got
He was backstage. I like Craig back in, guys. Don't worry. He can be back on the show now.
Elvis was in the back. He was calling me. Sorry, people. Go ahead.
It's all right. Just love me tender, baby. All right. So it's got to be Tibbs, right? It has to be. It's not that you're not excited for Neal, but like Chris said, there's nothing sexy about wanting to watch your right tackle until he mauls somebody down. You'll definitely enjoy that. But you're going to be watching Tibbs on every snap to see that first step. Is he going to get to the quarterback? How does he play the run, which he does very well and does not get enough recognition for? So he's the most exciting piece you have. It's clearly him.
I'm going to take a different path here.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I just can't.
He set us up, Zane. He set us up.
Yeah, I can't just jump in the canoe with you guys. I'm most and it's funny because I'm on the, and I'm sincerely saying this. I'm not saying this just to disagree with you. I'm sincerely excited to see McKinney mature even another year, right? Because he seems like he's got more in the tank. He's he reminds me, if you're a Yankee fan, he reminds me of Robinson Cano. Everything Cano used to do was so easy that he didn't ever look like he was trying. You know what I mean?
Because of the drugs.
No.
What?
I mean, Cano was just a kid, brand new, playing for the Yankees, and everything was flawless, right?
I'll give you a better comparison within the same industry and field. Xavier McKinney is easily another Tyrann Mathieu. He can play all over the field. He can literally do everything in the same way, but he has to be used in that way.
But Matthews and me he's an excitable player, right? He's always in your face. He's talking, jabbing, making plays, like, and I know what you're saying. I think I'm excited to see McKinney play because I'm excited to see him break out. I want to see him have 100 tackles and 5 interceptions. Like, I want to just see him become. We've already anointed him all pro, best, safety in NFC East. I'm excited to see where he goes because I think his confidence is high. And then secondly, I'm excited to see Bellinger play because he's won the job. And now I think that Kafka's like, wow, we knew he was good, but he picked up the offense. Let's throw him the ball a little bit. So I'm also excited to see DGB, catch some balls and make some yardage because we haven't had a tight end in forever. So I think those two guys I'm most excited. Definitely McKinney because I think he's got more in the tank. Right. And then
there's a bunch of guys I'm honestly excited to see. That's the first name is obviously Tibbs, but I can't wait for healthy Blake Martinez. I can't believe I'm saying it. Listen, once again, I will always come and apologize and you can go back into the history of my Twitter because I'll delete things. I say what I say. I do what I do. I was not happy about the Blake Martinez signing. I didn't want him. Blake, you might never see this. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. All right, you were 100%, and he came out and said it. Green Bay changed their defense and asked him to do different things. It didn't fit really well, and that was the down season. I was like, that's what anyone's going to say. But he was 1,000,000% right. Once again, I'm so sorry. I love you. Please retire here. You're great. I hope you're healthy. So again, excited about him. Saquon with an average O-line. Don't forget 2018. He was an absolute insane monster. You know what I mean?
With the crappy line too.
But
Nick Flowers and Bobby Hart.
But you know what it was in 2018? You had Shurmur with a more competent offense. That was the difference, right? A coach with a more competent offense. So you bring that competency back, and there should be excitement across the board. Not delusion, not derailing just because it's, fandom. Because I actually think there's pieces, and with competency, you can at least be competitive. And on that note, I will hand back Craig the hosting duties because clearly I'm just too good at this. Go ahead, Craig.
Oh my goodness!
Go ahead,
and
Craig.
that, my friends, is Zane. Which, by the way, Zane rolled out 2 weeks ago his first video, vlog that he did. So check that out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great piece. He's giving you basically his pain points. And all 3 of the points are extremely valid. So if you haven't got a chance to check that out, it's the Giants Guys YouTube channel. All our stuff's there. We interviewed Carl Banks, Dan Orlovsky, Paul Dottino, Chase Blackburn,
DGB, Daniel Bellinger, your 4th round pick.
Daniel Bellinger. And by the way, can you guys give me a drum roll or no? And the newest member of the Ring of Honor, number 70, Leonard Marsh.
It's about time.
Long overdue.
About damn time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hey, I'm not taking any credit for it, but we definitely been behind.
I am. I'm taking some collectively.
Right.
Like we've been putting. I'm not asking for an award. I'm not asking for an award or a high five. I'm just saying we've been on the front lines. We're on the front lines for it, and we're happy that whoever voice got there, at least it got there. That's all that really matters.
That's it. That's a major flex. I love it because we were trying to, we've been behind it for 6 months, pushing it hard. We come up with the hashtag Ring70N, and it's going to happen, people, against Dallas.
So here's my question.
Really cool.
Here's my question. Do they now retire that jersey? What happens with 70?
Well, they never retired Sam Huff, so they're probably not going to retire Marshall.
Yeah, and remember, they didn't. Carl Banks is up there, Bavaro up there, and that's basically Tony's number and Neil's number.
Who's rocking 56? Who's rocking 56?
No, not LT.
No, let's tell you, his is retired. 58 is Banks. Who's rocking 58?
Let's see, who's wearing it now? Smith.
Is it Aziz? Ellerson.
No. Yeah. Aziz is wearing 51.
51.
And Neil is wearing 70.
70. Okay. I mean, I would think if they put him in the Ring of Honor, you might as well retire the number. That's just me.
They don't, though. half those guys that are up there, like OC and Tuck, all those numbers are
Yeah,
available.
72 has been used over again.
Yeah.
Which it should not be, FYI.
See, like, to me, like, OC is a great, but I would never retire his number. Tuck is great. It still would never retire his number. The only guy that
Really? Not Tuck? I mean, come on, man. Tuck was
not retire. He's great.
Yeah, I think it's borderline. You're right, Craig. I mean, he's
There's only one guy that deserves his number retired. There's only one guy.
That's 56, man. 50. Well, not
no.
one.
I meant left. One guy left. There's one guy left.
Sorry, yeah, 10, obviously.
Okay, 2. I was thinking about an older player. Oh, Harry Carson, dude. Not 53 should be retired. Right. You're talking about the best linebacker to ever play with the Giants, or unless you want to say Huff was better. 10-time, not 8, not 5, not 6, 10-time Pro Bowler. Like, and they let chumps wear number 53. So Carson. I mean, if you want to throw Banks in there, that's up to you. Most underrated outside linebacker in the game, but 53 and potentially 58 should be retired. Then you can look at 70, 91, and the rest of them. But it's good to know that our good friend, a friend of the show, Leonard Marshall, is going to be put into the Ring of Honor against Dallas. I even want to say it's like a Monday night game.
It is.
Yeah. So,
and go find Leonard Marshall. He's on Twitter. He interacts. He's a good guy. Give him a shout out. He's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is definitely cool.
You know what, Craig? If I could jump in real quick, what would be cool? And you guys just brought up about, and I know Zane did about retiring these numbers. Why can't you, when you have to, reissue that jersey number, have a little patch of the jersey of that former player with that number on and their name, like a little patch, almost like they do for the Man of the Year, like that Manning wore.
I like
maybe
that.
Just a patch of that jersey with that player's name on it to say, hey, all right, you know what? It should be retired. There's only a certain amount of numbers, we have to use them all, but we're honoring that with that special patch of that Ring of Honor player that would have had his number retired.
Not a bad idea. I mean, they did for Spider Lockhart the year they won the year 86. They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They had the big spider up on their
I think that's pretty cool.
Shoulder. You know what, Chris? That's a dang good idea. So the only thing is though, nobody ever wears 56 again.
No.
Nobody.
I could wear 56.
I'm sure you could, but as long as you're wearing it around your house and nowhere else.
I'll wear it outside. You dare me? I'll wear it outside.
No, you shouldn't.
I can't wear it outside.
No.
It's like $300.
I know where you live and won't be ugly.
That's true.
It'll be ugly. All right. I'm gonna turn the tables around to you guys and let you guys run the show because I always ask all the questions. So I'm gonna start with you, Chris. I'm gonna hand it to you and let you ask a question. I know I'm putting you on the spot. What's up, Sig? Good to have you in the room. Chris, so I'm going to turn it to you. Like, why don't you ask us a question? I'll see if I can answer.
Ask you?
All
right. So Zane and I have 2 questions each, kind of thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. A couple.
Sure.
All right. Here, I'll throw one out. We'll go back.
Just don't stump me with something crazy.
No. It's probably something we all think about. Let's see, because we've beaten Jones to a pulp at this point. But what's one more question? All right, so here's my scenario. Jones hasn't played a full season, and I'm rooting for the kid. He hasn't played a full season yet. He goes down with a hamstring, misses 3-4 games. Tyrod Taylor comes in, doesn't light it up, but he's winning games and doing a great job. Does Jones get his job back? Giants are in a playoff hunt.
Yes, he gets his job back. You never lose your job to an injury. Secondly is
you could absolutely lose your job to an injury.
How about if he's 1-4 when he gets hurt? Or he's not, they're on a losing streak when he gets hurt. Let's say that.
I'm thinking that, again, back to what we originally talked about, like, are these wins? Because, again, he can't be expected to win 10 games. It's not going to happen. So, if you're 1-4 and he gets hurt, you might leave. You might.
And he's playing average. He's playing average.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not lighting it up.
You would go with Tyrod, to see what he did. And then if you won a couple games, you stay with Tyrod, you know. But Tyrod's a journeyman. He's there to help out Jones. He's not there to gunsling his way into the playoffs. But if you're 1-4 and Tyrod rips off 3 wins for you, Tyrod would keep the job. If you're, 2-5, 2-6, 2-7, no, Jones would get his job back, because you're not supposed to lose your job. Being injured, it does happen all the time, but it's like a gentleman's thing. Like, hey, if you're healthy to go, you would get your job back. You want your starting quarterback back. But
that's only for
Tyrod
that's only for established guys who have the talent, right? Daniel Jones doesn't have that clout. It's not like somebody comes in for Brady and he lights it up. They're like, well, I'm glad you lit it up, but that's Brady, so too bad.
Yeah, and that's the crossroad. Is if they're 1-4, yeah, you're going to experiment with Tyrod. I think it would depend on their record, how they're playing when he got hurt. But I think the simple answer is if yes, you give Tyrod the opportunity, and if Tyrod wins 2-3 games, you stick with Tyrod.
Okay.
Does that answer the question?
No, I think you answered it great. Yeah.
All right. Zane, what do you got for me?
I got a 2-parter.
Oh, geez.
Because why not? So here's my 2-part question for you. Who is your surprise roster make on the 53? Who is your surprise roster cut on the 53?
All right. Dang. All right.
You want to marinate that one?
Well,
come back.
I'm writing it down so I can see surprise make and surprise cut. So I'm going to start with this. This is not going to quite answer it, but we can open it up. The surprise cut feels like it's when Ricky Seals-Jones being cut, I don't think will be a surprise. I think we're expecting that to happen. So I think like a surprise cut would be a guy like Slayton, but we also know that we've got a bunch of injured wide receivers all the time, and right now he's healthy. So I don't think that's also going to happen.
I think he might get traded.
Yeah, but you said cut.
Yeah, I'm just talking about Slayton generally, right? We brought up his name. I just think he might get traded.
So on the not on the roster thing, like my surprise would be Slayton.
Okay. Making it or being cut?
Not making it. Not cut. It could be cut or traded.
Yeah, just not on the roster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Slayton's probably the first person that jumps out at me. And tied with him on getting cut would be Zimenez.
That is not a surprise. He has done jack squat butt cheeks in 3 years. That would be the least surprising. The most surprising thing about Oshane Ximines, and if you ever see this is not personal, bro. I was rooting for you. You ain't done nothing. There would be nothing surprising because he's done nothing. The surprise is the fact that he's still on the roster. That's a surprise.
Yeah, it's like I said, like Slayton to me seems more of a surprise than Zimenez, but like, what do you think? Like a pure surprise, like a holy shit.
You'd be like,
that guy got cut.
Yeah, like, oh. I'll give you one surprise cut.
All right, hold on.
Once you're done.
It's like on the defensive side, they're all like young cats. So like I can't see anybody shocking me on the defensive side getting cut, except for like someone like Martinez. But I can't. I mean, that
would be a shock.
That would be a shock. But so all right. So let me look at the offensive side of the ball. Like Slayton tends to be the leader, and Ricky Seals-Jones doesn't seem like much of a surprise. So I would probably say the surprise cut would be Lemieux.
That would be a surprise.
That would be a surprise.
Yeah. That would be a big surprise. Okay, I like that one. That name crossed my mind once or twice. I don't think it'll happen, but definitely would be a surprise.
A surprise to make the team. So that was really, really going to be difficult because there are 3 wide receivers out there that, they seem like fan favorites, like 1, David Sills, 2, our friend of the show, Alex Bachman, he returned punts at the end of the year last year really well. Like he did a great job, in the 2 games he had to return kicks for. But he's always a bubble guy. Then there's the other wide receiver. I his name's escaping me right now, but they say he catches everything. Not Prohl, but the other one.
Tevion?
Who said Tevion?
Tevion, yeah.
Tevion.
Right.
That would be a surprise make. And then, of course, Matt Pert would, I think he's got to make. I think it's a surprise that I think people think he's a goner, and I think he makes the team. I think they.
Do you think he starts on IR or he's like a settlement perhaps? Because I don't think he's even ready to go.
Yeah, he might be a pup guy.
Yeah, I don't even know if he counts on the active, so he might have the excuse of injury to.
Yeah, you'll get that.
Get into. Yeah, he might not even be in the mix because of that.
So the cuts, I'm kind of leaning on Slayton and then like Lemieux being a surprise. I don't see it happening, but that would be a surprise.
No, I think Lemieux is a good name. That would be a big shocker.
Yeah, and then on the offensive side, to make the team, again, you want to say linemen. We already know the tight ends. It would have to be one of those receivers, Zane, because we have like 9 of them. Like there's Prohl, right? There's Prohl, there's Sills.
Yeah, but some of those guys are practice squatters, right? Sills is always around, generally ends up on the practice squad, gets called up here and there.
You said
but that's not the 53. That's not 50. Yeah, it'd be a surprise if he made. But
Sills has made the 53 before, and so is Bachman and the other
Tevion.
kid, Tevion, like because Galladay's always hurt, Shepard's always hurt, and KT's always hurt. These 3 guys get reps. So a surprise to make the team would be Vivian or Tevion, Sills, or Bachman. That would be the surprise.
Yeah, and you have a CJ Board, you have a Robert Foster, you have a Richie James, so you have a few of the other guys in that mix too.
Yeah, those would be my surprise making cuts. So one of those 3 receivers, Tevion, Sills, Board, and on the surprise cut will Lemieux or Slayton. How'd I do?
Pretty good.
Good.
I'm gonna give you mine just because it's more fun. All right. So for surprise cut, don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna throw a name out there. Darnay Holmes.
Wow.
And the reason I say Darnay Holmes, and again, don't think it's gonna happen, but the only reason I say that is because they've doubled and tripled up on that slot spot. Right? Darnay Holmes is now in year 3, 4? 3 or 4.
This will be his
third year, right?
Yeah,
so Flock can replace him, and I'm also expecting them to sign a vet still to play outside. I'm not fully buying Aaron Robinson just yet. If he proves us wrong, great, because why would you want to bring someone when you got someone type scenario? So I don't think it's going to happen, but Darnay Holmes would be my surprise cut. And the surprise making it is actually one of Craig's guys, tight end Austin Allen. I think it's a surprise if they carry 4. I think it's a surprise if they carry multiple tight ends. I don't think they'll carry more than 3.
I agree with you.
So that's why it would be a surprise. This is a numbers game.
I would have to think that Austin Allen, Bellinger,
DGB is in, right? DGB is in, right? Ricky Seals-Jones is the question mark. But I think, yeah, that's where I'm with you, right? So that's why I think Austin Allen might be the surprise. He just kind of overtakes somebody. And who was the guy from the Texans? I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Akins.
I think Akins, Allen, and Bellinger are your 3.
But then that would be a surprise to me that Allen made it over Ricky Seals-Jones. That would be a surprise. One's a pro, one's not. One's a UDFA. I know you're a fan of Allen. That's why I'm saying it's your guy who I think is a surprise.
Yep.
I don't think, just to go off what Zane was saying, I think the other tight end isn't even on this roster. My segue was going to be, my question to you, Craig, was a few years ago with Gettleman, we saw when the 53 was announced on that Sunday, The next day, 6 openings. There were 6 guys were let go, and they brought in 6 guys that were cut from other teams. I mean, with the lack of depth on this team, I think you're looking at something similar. I'm going to say 5 of that 53 that gets announced on that Sunday. Another 5 are coming in on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before that first game. And one of them could be a tight end.
I like that, Chris. That's exciting. I like that.
Yeah, I think the other way around. I think that we knew how much he liked Allen and Bellinger from camp. I think these guys. I could just see, a 6'8", tight end, and this blocking tight end that happens to have great hands too because he hasn't dropped the ball.
But you know what, Craig? He's undrafted, and to put him on the practice squad, I don't know if another team's going to give up a roster spot for Allen to take a spot in the 53. So you might be protected pretty well by putting him on the practice squad. And then
I think they want to use him though, Chris, at 6'8". I think they want to give Jones as many targets as possible. Like, they'll package Akins, you know what I mean, goal line or something like that. But he's 6'8", and I actually, yes, he is a UDFA, but I think they're going to use him. We saw them talking about the combine about him. I think it's another security blanket. He can block, right? So
he's got 3 games, right? We've got 3 preseason games, so he's gonna have to show. So hopefully we see that.
Yeah, I think so.
One more name I'm gonna slide in there, although again I wouldn't be surprised if he made it because I'm kind of expecting it to. Is the safety from Kentucky, Yusuf Corker? You're not hearing a lot about him, but I would not be surprised at all if he made it. But another UDFA. So based off of that status, you can say, oh, it's a surprise. I wouldn't be surprised though. He's another Jabril Peppers type.
Big hitter, yeah.
So, which is a good segue, gentlemen, to some other news today. Let's see if I can find this. We have a linebacker on the team by the last name of Hilliard. I'm sure you guys have heard the news. If you haven't, he got caught for PEDs today. And he has a 2-game suspension. So Zane's saying, he'll be cut. He'll never make the team. And even if he did, he's sitting down in game 3. So he got caught for.
He's not even on the active roster, man. He would be special teams, maybe if that. So 1-year deal, low level. I think he's 24, 25, right?
Yeah.
Barely got any snaps last year. Linebacker, good kid, but that kind of. I don't think you have that kind of margin of error if you're trying to make a team.
All right. Anybody? You got any more questions? You guys good? How'd I do?
Did good.
I thought my question was excellent. If we're being honest.
Love you guys, yeah.
I thought it was good. Chris, your question was amazing.
All right. Now that you guys are done stroking yourselves, you can. We got
to do this more often, Zane. We got to hit Craig with the question.
Great.
Jump in and get yourself some Astroflave because you need a shake. Right. Maybe you need something to drink. I'm going to ask you a bigger, broader football question on what your thoughts are about the NILs changing the game. Name, image, likeness is what it stands for. If you're out there in football land, you want to know what they are. College kids are getting basically sponsored by restaurants, hotel chains,
everybody, everybody.
Companies, yep, and they are allowed to. Or if a university, let's say, do I have anything around here? If this is a program for a college campus and that woman's face is on it, that woman would now get paid. They're not allowed to make money off your name, your image, or your likeness. Today there was an announcement that someone used it as a recruiting tool to get this player to USC, and he already is a millionaire before he's graduated high school. He's already got a $2 million deal in place. So my question to you gentlemen is, I'll start with you, Zane. What's your thought about these guys, in the NILs? Like, do you think it's going to ruin the game because only 5 or 6 teams are going to compete? Or like, what's your thought on the whole name, image, likeness?
Only 5 or 6 teams compete now. What's the difference, man? It's just now, instead of being back channeled to these guys and being funneled, it's just up front. I say for all these athletes, go make your money. People are making money off of you. Why can't you? If it's going to be a scenario of, well, this program has this budget and that program has that budget, guess what? Some people want to work at E&Y because they're going to pay you $150,000 a year, and some people want to work somewhere else where it's $80,000 a year. That's just the way of life. If you need more sponsorship for your programs, continue working on your programs. Do what other teams did. Look at Jackson State. How did they get a better program? They got Deion Sanders, man. Go out there and give a coach an opportunity that has a name, has a brand that he can bring people. That's how you build up. But I have no issues with NILs. Go make your money, man. No issue.
Very cool. Chris, I'm going to hand it over to you. I was going to interject real quick I hope the NFL, puts together a committee to teach them how to be financially responsible, because it's a lot of money for 18, 19-year-old kids. So I just hope that at least they could teach them how to, and I know they already do that with the rookie symposium, teaching them how to invest and that. But this is different, right? Since it's basically.
But that's for people in the NFL. These NILs, you're talking about college kids. They're not getting funneled through the NFL yet. You're gonna have to.
No, I'm talking about anyone who gets an NIL. I'm hoping that either the university or the franchises. I hope they make some type of committee to help them manage that money, responsibly, or at least some type of almost like a master's class where they can learn certain life skills that'll help them manage this exorbitant amount of money that they made up front, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Chris, jump in. What's your thought on the NIL? Because I'm sure not everybody loves them.
Yeah, I mean, I think the university have been making money off these players for so many years. I mean, I think it's their right to make a few bucks back, right? I mean, they've been riding their backs for so long, and finally it's happened and gone through the courts. Look at all the bowl games, right? They could do it fine with making 10 playoff type games, and they're looking to maybe increase it to 8 at some point, right? But all these other bowl games are just bowl games for the trophy. They're meaningless, but they're making money. There's all these other, how many sponsors come these bowls that we've never heard about, but they're putting the money. They want their name. They want the
what is it?
name.
As long as you win, how many games you get a bowl game? Was it 8?
I think there was a team below 500.
Yeah, no, yeah. You have to
recently.
have it. There's a low threshold amount of wins to get any type of bowl game. That's where Chris comes up with, the Lincoln Street bowl game where all these names you never heard of. Because as long as you win an X amount of games, even with a losing record, I think you get a bowl game. Because there's no way to funnel money.
Yeah, it's so true, because they've been flexing on these kids for so long. Like, some of these poor kids are just selling programs and T-shirts and jerseys for these universities.
You have kids complaining about their meal plans. I'm supposed to be 300 pounds, but I can't eat. Our nutrition isn't right, but I'm not supposed to go get my money. Yeah. Come on, man. Make it make sense.
I think it's super cool, especially now that I have a D1 athlete in the household.
I was just about to say, shout out to your daughter, Michigan State.
That's right, baby.
Congratulations.
Maybe she'll get herself a deal. I told her to make sure when she got to town, she moves in July. We move her in July 2nd for captain's practice for 4 weeks, and she'll take a summer class. I said, the first thing you do is go butter up that Jeep dealer down the road. I was like, because when we bring your Jeep to campus, you know what I mean? You want that guy in your back pocket. Hey, I can definitely endorse your dealership. You know what I mean? With maybe some new tires, on the Jeep.
Not even some new tires. Anyone refers me, give me a commission. Nice and simple.
So that's pretty cool. All right. Well, you listen to another episode of the Giants Guys, brought to you by Astroflave. That is our new sponsor. Please go check those guys out, astroflave.com. And I wrote it down here because I wanted you guys to understand you cannot buy these products in a big box store. A Vitamin Shop, GNC. They have their own manufacturing, 5 stores. Go check them out. It's all about basically the flavor of these shakes are crazy. The vitamins are definitely, something different because they're not stuffed full of junk. So definitely make sure you check those guys out. NYGiantsRush.com. There is tons of stuff there. Please go check it out. We had a conversation today about a Giants wrapped bus. And I've seen this bus for years. We have a whole photo gallery on the site of pre-games and tailgates and all sorts of stuff. So go to the website, check out, the top 10, check out the photo gallery, check out the podcasts. These guys are putting out great content. And the last thing is this: bang, 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 bang. You know what that means? Subscribe, people. Please, for the love of God, we don't do this for free. All right. So just subscribe. That helps us out in the long run. Just hit it up if you like the content. Subscribe. Be a part of the Rush family. just like Zane is, just like Chris is. We all got extended family. Well, be part of the Rush family. We're going to broadcast live from a bar coming up. Hit me up on a DM or one of the boys here. This is not Zane or Giants Carb Crush. Hit those guys up and say, hey, come do a podcast, drink beer, and eat food with us at this location. And I will pick up Zane and meet Chris somewhere where we can hang with the folks. Guys, anything you want to end on before we roll?
Look for us at training camp. I plan to be there at least once. I'm sure all the fellows will be here too. We're definitely going to go meet up, hang out, and just get to actually watch a little bit of this football. So we'll be able to bring you back some more content, a little bit more from the eye, a little bit more inside. So look for us at training camp. We'll be out there.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, just going off as Zane said. Yeah, that's good point. Yeah, we'll be there at training camp for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to invest in a hotspot so we can get good quality streams from the parking lot because it's tough when there's 70,000 people there. Hey, Joe and Jay Bones, I see you guys jumping in the room. Lastly, we did a pretty funny piece. I can't really take credit for it. Chris and his son did a really funny piece. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's called Old Heads. Tommy, Uncle Tommy gets hit in a giant way. So if you get a chance, check out that. And, of course, Zane's paints. Zane, do we got a second edition coming out soon?
It is coming soon.
All right, well, definitely.
And guess what? It's going to be painful.
We have a lot of downtime, Zane. You got plenty of time. We have 81 days.
That's part of the pain.
Nice. Come on.
Part of the pain, baby.
Feed us.
It's only painful because like he puts the camera angle like at two.
You love it.
Of an
you
area.
love it. You love it.
All right. So again, nygiantsrush.com. Please go to the Giants Guys YouTube and hit it. Last but not least, you audio freaks, what I like to call you pod heads. All right. We are now on Amazon Music. Boom. All right. So, I mean, you don't get any bigger than that, folks. Amazon Music, Google, Apple Pods, Stitcher, Spotify. We're everywhere. Take it to the gym. Take it to the supermarket. Take it when you're walking with the dog. The Giants Guys is our podcast, our show where we talk Giants football. NY Giants Rush is all the articles, all the interviews, and all that great stuff up there. That's Zane. That's Chris. I'm Craig. We're out. Peace. Later.